Welcome to this session. We are in Unit 5, that is protection of feeders and a bus bar. So in this, after the completion of this unit, we are come to know about course outcome, that is analyze the faults and protection of the feeders and bus bars. Here, roadmap of my session is need for protection of lines, common methods of line protection and distance protection. Here, let us see why we need to protection of a transmission line. That is because probability of a faults occurring on a line is much more due to their greater length and exposure to atmospheric condition. We have to protect a transmission line. For example, consider a transmission line. The transmission line or a distribution line, it is from a generating station to our MUSS or a master unit substation, or generating station to distribution station. Generating station is far away from a distribution station, and distribution station to our MUSS, there is a greater length of a transmission line. So this greater length of a transmission line is exposed to all type of weather condition. Therefore, we need to protect a transmission line. Without a transmission line, we could not transfer a power from one point to the another point. Therefore, transmission line are the art of the power system. Therefore, we need to protect a transmission line from the possibility of the faults. Next, what are the common methods of line protection? One is a time graded overcurrent protection, another one is a differential protection, and a distance protection. Let us see what do you mean by a time graded overcurrent protection. In this scheme of overcurrent protection, time discrimination is incorporated. The time setting of relay is so graded that in the event of the fault, the smallest possible part of the system is isolated. That is, here we are giving a time as a discrimination. That is, we are setting a time of the relay for its operation. Here on the event of the fault, a smallest possible part of the system is isolated first. Next, in the differential protection, in this protection scheme, under normal condition, the current entering one end of the line is equal to that leaving the other end. So, difference in current is zero. Therefore, no current through relay. Hence, it is not operate. Once again, I'll repeat. In this scheme, the condition is current entering from one end is equal to current entering from the another end under normal condition. Under normal condition, current entering the end and leaving the end both are same. Therefore, difference between them is zero. Because of this difference is zero, there is no current through the relay. Hence, the relay is not operative. Next, then when it operate, when as soon as the fault occur, current between the two ends is no longer equal. Difference in current flows through the relay, which operates the circuit breaker to isolate the faulty line. So this is the this is the condition at which the differential relay going to operate. Next, see what are the disadvantage of a differential relay. In the If there is a break in the pilot wire of the pilot wire circuit, the system will not operate. In the differential relay, At the beginning of the line we are introducing one CT, at the end we are introducing one CT. Both of them are connected by means of a pilot wire. If these pilot wire, if there is a breakage of the break in the pilot wire circuit, then system will not operate. And this pilot wire is also very expensive because of its greater length. This is one of the disadvantage. Next, this system cannot be used for line voltage beyond 33 kV because of constructional difficulties in matching the current transformers. This is the one of the drawback of the this is the drawback of a disadvantage of differential protection. This system cannot be used for line voltages beyond 33 kV because of constructional difficulties in matching the current transformers. Next we will see distance or impedance relay. Here consider a transmission line from the point A to B. So this is a transmission line to be protected. So here this protected transmission line is connected with the impedance relay. This impedance relay is fed by the CT from the line to be protected and it is fed by the PT from line to be protected. Therefore, because of CT PT is connected to this line, it is called as a impedance relay. If the fault is occur at F1, if the F1 fault is occur at F1, the relay going to trip because the V by I ratio of the impedance relay is less than ZL. ZL is the normal is the impedance of the line AB under normal condition. And suppose there is a fault occurs at F2, this impedance relay will not operate because it will be operate only when there is a fault under the fault at the zone, fault at the line at AB only. Now let us see, the portion AB of the line is protected zone. ZL is the impedance of AB under normal condition. The relay trips if the impedance of the protected section falls below ZL. Now let us see, there is a transmission line in which the power flow from left to right. Here there is a relays at A, B, C. Those relay will operate for the impedances Z1, Z2 and Z3 respectively. If the fault shown in the figure, the fault between the section BC, for this fault the relay at B will operate, and the fault at zone AB, the relay at A will operate. Now let us see, in figure 1, it is a simple system consisting of a line in series such that power can flow from left to right. The relay ABC are set to operate for the impedance Z1, Z2 and Z3 respectively. Suppose a fault occurs between the section B and C. The fault impedance at the power station and the substation AB will be Z plus 1 and Z respectively. It is clear that for the portion shown, only the relay B will operate. Similarly, if the fault occurs within the section AB, then the relay A will operate. What they said, if the fault at the section BC, the relay at B will operate. If the fault at section AB, the relay at A will operate. That is the point they are saying. Next, above said protection is called as a instantaneous, but in actual practice it is not possible to obtain instantaneous protection of the complete length of the line due to inaccuracy in a line relay element and the instrument transformer. So this instantaneous protection is not possible, they are saying. Next, thus the relay at A would not be very reliable in distinguishing between the fault at 99% of the distance AB and one at 101% of distance AB. So this fault is not distinguished by the relay at BA. Now, this difficulty is overcome by using the 3-zone distance protection system shown in figure 2. Here, there are three sections, that is section A, section B, section C. Here, at section 1, there is a relay at A, there is a relay at B, there is a relay at C. The both are impedance relays, that is a Z impedance directional relays, and here this relay is operated for this relay characteristic is a time versus zone time versus time characteristics. Here zone 1, zone 2, zone 3 for a relay at A. Relay at A, in this scheme of protection, 3 distance elements are used at each terminal. The zone 1 element covers first 90% of the line and is arranged to trip instantaneously for the fault in this portion, and zone 2 element trips for the fault in the remaining 10% of the line and for the fault in the next line section. But the time delay is introduced to prevent the line from being tripped if the fault is in the next section. Here, consider here zone 1 is taken care by the relay A, that is 90% is taken by this. Zone 2 is taken by remaining 10 is taken by 10% by that relay, and then like that the remaining the relays are operated in the zones. So let us see some of the multiple choice questions in this. Distance relays are generally dash, split phase relays and reactance relays, impedance relays. None of the above. Answer is none of the above. Distance relay will not comes under any of the category. Next, 3-step time distance characteristic of distance relay can add by dash. Changing tap on voltage transformer, separate measuring element for zone 2 and zone 3, switching resistance in relay restraining circuit at preset time interval by means of a timer element, and any of the above. Answer is any of the above. That is 3-step time distance characteristic of distance relay can be had by changing tap on voltage transformer, separate measuring element for zone 2 and 3, zones 2 and 3, switching resistance and relay restraining circuit at preset time interval by means of a timer element, any of the above. With any of the above, we can set a 3-step time distance characteristic of a time distance relay. Next, distance protection scheme is preferred over graded time lag overcurrent protection in high voltage and extra voltage line because it is faster in operation, it is simple, it is cheaper in cost, and then all of the above. The answer is it is faster in operation. That is because of the faster in operation, we will over prefer overgraded time lag. Distance protection scheme is preferred over a graded time lag overcurrent protection in a extra high voltage and extra voltage line because of the faster in operation. Fourth one, in a three-step distance protection, the reach of the three zones of the relay at the beginning of the first line typically exceeds into 100% of the first line, 50% of the second line, and 20% of the third line. And 80% of the first line, 50% of the second line, and 20% of the third line. And 80% of the first line, 50% of the second line, and 10% of the third line. And 50% of the first line, 50% of the second line, and 20% of the third line. Answer is B is the correct answer. That is 80% of the first line, 50% of the second line, and 20% of the third line. So this is the correct answer. In a three-step distance protection, the reach of the three zones of the relay at the beginning of the first line typically extends into 80% of the first line, 50% of the second line, and 20% of the third line. Next, fifth question. A Moore relay is a voltage restrained directional relay, voltage restrained overcurrent relay, directional restrained overcurrent relay, and directional restrained over voltage relay. The answer is voltage restrained directional relay. Option A is a correct answer. And question number 6. Moore relay is usually employed for the protection of short line only, medium line only, long line only, any line. Answer is long lines only. Moore relay is usually employed for the protection of long lines only. Moore relays are usually employed for the protection of long lines only. Next, fifth question. Which of the following relay has the inherent directional characteristics? Moore relay, reactance relay, impedance relay, none of the above. The answer is Moore relay. Moore relay has the inherent directional characteristics. Next, eighth one. For the protection of very long extra high voltage line, the protective relay used is dash. The protection of very long extra high voltage line, the protective relay used is overcurrent with the extremely inverse characteristics, percentage differential relay, reactance type distance relay, Moore type distance relay. For this we are using Moore type distance relay. For which? For the protection of very long extra high voltage line, the protective relay used is Moore type distance relay. For the protection of very long extra high voltage line, the protective relay used is a Moore type distance relay. Next, ninth question. The relay used for feeder protection is dash. Under voltage relay, translay relay, thermal relay, and a Buchholz relay. The answer is the translay relay. The relay used for feeder protection is a translay relay. And the 10th question, admittance relay is dash relay. Admittance relay is a dash relay, impedance relay, directional relay, non-directional relay, none of the above. Here admittance relay is a directional relay. Here, here in this session of the directional distance relay, we have covered about why we need to protect a transmission line and different types of protection used for the transmission line. Among them, what is the importance of what is the disadvantage of a differential protection, and in that we have gone through distance protection. In that we have seen time graded distance protection, and then three zone protections of a relay, and then we have seen about some of the multiple choice questions. With this I will conclude my session. Thank you.